Hi there, and welcome to Excel Tutorials with Tom. I'm a 26-year-old guy who works in corporate finance for a Fortune 500 company, and I am way too comfortable with Excel. But I wasn't always like this. I had to learn a lot on the job and spent many hours frustrated, not knowing how to make Excel work the way I wanted. I decided to make some video tutorials for people who want to be better and more efficient within Microsoft Excel for whatever reason. Maybe you just want to boost your resume touting Excel proficiency on it. Maybe you're a senior in college who just locked down their first job by lying about this Excel proficiency, and now you realize you actually have to learn it. Either way, I'm not here to judge, but to help you learn. In this Excel tutorial, we are going to be learning SUMPRODUCT, a function that can be used in a variety of ways. One of the most common ways I have used it in the past is to calculate a weighted grade average, which is what we'll be doing in the exercise today. And in addition to the normal sum product you may be used to, we are also going to learn how to write a conditional sum product, which is a request I've received from many coworkers over the years. With that in mind, let's dive right in. For our data today, we are going to be using a hypothetical report card from a calculus class. In this class, there are 3 different types of assessments: quizzes, tests, and projects. Each quiz is worth 5% of the final grade. Each test is worth 15%, and the 2 projects make up the remaining 45% of your grade. It is the end of the year, and we have the students' scores on each of the individual assessments. So now we need to calculate this student's final grade. Now, there is more than one way in Excel to accomplish this. We could multiply the assessment scores by the respective weights of the assessments and then add those results together, as I have now done in column G, and you would see that this student received an 87.3% final grade. But what if there was a way to accomplish this exact same function without adding an extra column of data? That's exactly what SUMPRODUCT does. It takes 2 arrays of equal length and multiplies the value of the first position of array 1 by the value of the first position of array 2. The function repeats this process for however many positions there are in the arrays, and then it sums all of those results together. In this case, our first array would be the individual scores, and the second array would be the weights of the assessments. SUMPRODUCT would multiply the first positions of the arrays, which are a 95% grade and a 5% weight, to give us approximately 4.8%. It would move to the next position, 1 row down, and multiply an 81% grade by a 5% weight to give us roughly 4.1%. Now this will continue until we reach the end of our arrays, which is the final project row. Once we have multiplied this final row, the function will sum all of those multiplication results together and give us an 87.3% final grade. In terms of writing the actual formula, we can go into our formula bar and type equal sign like always and begin typing SUMPRODUCT. Once it's highlighted, we can press Tab to autofill the rest of the letters, and we can look at the necessary inputs. Excel is asking for an array followed by another array. As we discussed before, the first array will be the individual scores from cells D5 to D13, and the second array will be our assessment weights from cells E5 to E13. You can see that these arrays are of equal length, both spanning exactly 9 cells. This is crucial. If you write a sum product and the arrays are not of the same length, you'll get an error. So always be sure to check that your arrays are in fact the same length. We can close our parentheses and press enter, and we'll see Excel return an 87.3% final grade, which we know from cell G14 from before is the correct answer. But now, what if we wanted to see how each type of assessment contributed to the overall grade? Well, we could simply use what we learned in an earlier video and utilize the SUMIFS function on column G with the criteria in column B like so. But having column G here is required for this technique. Similar to before, what if we didn't want to have an extra column of data? This is where a conditional sum product becomes useful. In our first example, we only multiplied 2 arrays together. But SUMPRODUCT allows you to multiply any number of arrays. So we are going to do the SUMPRODUCT with the same 2 arrays from before, but this time we are going to add a third array. This third array will act as our criteria. So let's go to cell C17 and begin our conditional SUMPRODUCT. Start with an equal sign and type SUMPRODUCT. We'll choose our first 2 arrays from before, which are cells D5 to D13 and E5 to E13 respectively. Instead of closing the parentheses, this time we will type a comma followed by 2 dashes. These 2 dashes are critical for this function to work correctly. If you do not include any dashes, you will get 0 for an answer. And if you include only 1 dash, you will get the opposite sign version of the true answer. So if the true answer was 2 and you only put 1 dash, Excel will return a -2. Following the dashes, we will type an open parentheses, followed by the array of cells that will act as our criteria range. In this case, this array will be cells B5 to B13, because our criteria is going to be the type of assessment. After this array, we type an equal sign and enter the criteria we want that array to meet. For this specific cell, our criteria will be quiz, and quiz is in cell B17. So we will set that array equal to cell B17. We'll close parentheses of that array and close parentheses of the overall SUMPRODUCT, and Excel will return a 21.6%, which is the correct answer as we can see in the cell to the right. We can copy that formula down to the next 2 rows and see that it matches the other technique, and we can feel confident that our conditional SUMPRODUCT is working correctly. As an additional note, you can have more than 1 criteria for a SUMPRODUCT, but be sure to always include the 2 dashes before any new criteria. And just like that, you now know how to utilize a conditional SUMPRODUCT within Microsoft Excel. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. If you have any questions about the content, please comment below and I'll reply as soon as possible. Additionally, let me know if there are any specific Excel formulas that you would like me to make a tutorial on. Finally, please like the video below and subscribe to my channel to be updated whenever I put out a new tutorial. Thanks, and see you next time.